Who wants to go on a behind the scenes? I do. Well, okay, cool. So since everybody has been wanting me to do behind the scenes of how these videos go, I decided you people, my special patrons, get to see the place where the magic is done. Isn't that right, Cowboy Llama? You're the most special of all. Don't worry, you are too, Dolphin. My girlfriend got me this really intricate, detailed map of King's Landing. So, she's kind of a keeper. Get it? You get it, Septa Baylor, don't you? Oh, wait. It's called a fly gun. Basically, you put salt into the thing, you cock it, and then, say you have a gnat, a theoretical gnat you want to shoot, and then you just aim, and you... I'm gonna have to clean that up later. One of my favorite fiction books I've actually read in the past 2 years has been Surrounded by Enemies, written by Bryce Zabel, and I interviewed him like 2 years ago, and we kind of discussed it. I might have spoiled a bit in that interview. So young. And this is where the Hollywood magic happens. And by that, I mean sitting in this chair for 10 hours straight. I actually have a specific reason why I have these flags in here. So, all of them are Anglo countries. So if you say that's racist, then I don't really know what to tell you. But this is the colonial United States flag before the independence. This was obviously the British flag, you already know this. This is the Union Cavalry flag. I forget which division it was, but it was this design, this pennant design, which inspired the Ohio flag. And the Ohio flag is right there, and you can see the pennant shape. So that's just rumor though. I don't know if it's officially confirmed. And then this is, of course, the known world of Westeros. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. And this was an art thing I had to make. And I'm a narcissist, so I made it about myself. So, confession time. By the time that I made this video, the What If Internet Never Existed video has already been made.
It's not true! That's impossible!
It's more of a post-mortem, you could call it that. But that's not how these videos are gonna go. So I want to pretty much document my thoughts and feelings of each individual process of these videos, and then release the video probably like a day after the scenario came out. So you can watch the video, and then you can see the behind the scenes, like right after. So that's pretty nifty. I think I'll stop doing that from my chair. So, pretty much the stages of making an alternate history video are like this. I think about... I really need to get that chair checked out. I think about what topic, what do I like? And a topic can come to me really out of nowhere. I can be watching something right there and watch TV and be thinking, oh, this would be an interesting thing to talk about. Or I'm reading about it, as I usually do either on an iPad or a collection of books, or even I get inspired by alternate history fiction, like Years of Rice and Salt, which inspired the Black Death video. So that is usually the first part. And then the second part is writing the damn thing. And writing it is the absolute hardest, I will tell you that. So let us go to the shorter internet version. So this was the actual script that was used for the most recent internet video. And the thing was that this was the short version, and it's at 8 pages. So, just to show you that this is usually 90% of the time that's spent on the actual video itself. And it's not fun. So every single detail that I put into a video, every single part of a scenario is carefully changed and edited and crafted to make it as efficient as possible to describe. Because for every detail that I add to a scenario, I have to edit and animate and voice that, and that's hours of additional time. So I have to figure out, how do I convey this message the best? And that goes through a lot of rewrites. And it's sad because I want to describe every single aspect of this alternate world, and I would do that. But the thing is that I also have to keep in mind audience retention, the people that are going to, if people are going to grow bored of this, or also the amount of effort that I'm going to put into it. Like, are these hours of animation stuff worth it for something that people might not care about? So that goes into the factor of every single video that I make. After I'm done writing and have all that fun stuff put away, I come over here and I voice it. Yes, every single alternate history video that I have voiced, at least for all of 2017, has been within this tiny room. And the reason I do this is because the acoustics on it are the best in the entire house or apartment or whatever. I think this is technically a townhouse. Also, I made a mistake buying that rug. I thought it would not smell the way it did. So what happens after? Well, after I write and voice, it's on to art. And art, this is going to sound very simplistic, but alternate history hub videos are actually made not through Illustrator, but they are made through Google Slides. So the reason why I do this is because it is a lot easier to make separate slides, separate individual animations, instead of just using, say, one Illustrator file or using a bunch of Illustrator PNGs. So every single frame that you see is actually a picture. And this both saves me a lot of time and it allows me to be a lot more expressive, because I can manipulate individual assets tied to a character. And also Google Slides has a group function and stuff too. Yeah, you can't really see it right now, but group. And it makes it a lot easier to hold and carry characters and stuff like this. I kind of feel like I'm spoiling the Willy Wonka secret, but this is how art is done. And it's been the way that I've made alternate history videos since the very beginning. Even since they were those crappy PowerPoints. And it's just been through trial and error and practice over the years that I have made these mediocre things that you see today. Yippee! So you got your audio, you got your video, you got your music, all that fun stuff. You want to cobble them together. What do? Well, I use Final Cut. Simply because I've used Apple products to video make ever since 8th grade. I mean, I started with iMovie HD, and back then HD meant 720, so, you know, it was all the rage, but I've just kind of used that ever since, and Final Cut became easier to use over the years too, and I'm definitely not that big of an editor. So all of my things are pretty simplistic. The way that I edit my videos are very simplistic. They're all pretty much variations of slides. It's a very, very fancy slideshow. That's what Tristan called it. So the reason why I wanted to do this video, what if the internet never existed, was because it was something that both me and Tristan were so personally invested in. I mean, we both make our money through the internet. We both met through the internet. I mean, we came up with the idea of the thing on a trip to a convention about the internet, VidCon. So it was something that we were really interested in because it wasn't something that was so huge and influential, like, say, the Nazis winning World War II, but it was also bigger than that because it was something that personally affected us. So this video itself was pretty simplistic to make. There was only 20 years or so of history that really needed to be changed, but the thing that was deceiving about it was, what do you talk about? Do you talk about the history more? Do you talk about technology more? What is the stuff that people are going to care about more? And the issue is that because it's something that's involving me personally, I know so many different things that could have possibly been changed. But also, what are people going to care about? And so that was the main writing issue that I had for this video. But it was because of that I had to rewrite, I had to redo a lot of art too. And by then I had to delay the video because there are a lot of glitches that happened too. So what's the point of this video? Well, the point of it is to introduce you guys to something that I never really share with anybody. And I feel like this would actually be a pretty interesting thing to do. Not only that, it gives a lot of people access to my thoughts and feelings during these videos. What I want to say is really, welcome to a new series. And hopefully, I won't completely suck at this, and we'll actually have some entertaining moments. This is Cody of the Alternate History Hub. God. Batman. 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 Shit. You didn't see anything.